Morning everybody, Trish Palmer here, Limestone Coast Master Hypnotherapist. So today we're going to be talking about inductions and all the different types of inductions that you can do in your hypnosis. Hi Megan, Angela, Craig, give me some love hearts guys, let me know that you're out there. Now, all of your inductions are available in your manual. If you're watching the free series on YouTube, you will not receive a manual unless you click the link below and you sign up. But you get all of your inductions, all of your scripts and your criteria in the full manual. So tap on that link, sign up and grab all that stuff, okay? So inductions for hypnosis can be termed as an extension of susceptibility techniques. The level of trance and suggestibility have been greatly debated over the years, and proof is showing that as long as the client is opened and they agree to the suggestions, they will gain the results. That's why we have post-hypnotic suggestions, which I'll teach you more about later on in the training. So the level of trance has been greatly debated. Many people will say, no, you only need somebody to be sitting there looking at you, open to the suggestion, and others will debate that no, they must be in the theta wave in order for it to get through to the subconscious. In my experience over the years, it doesn't matter where they are as long as it is appropriate for the client. There are many hypnosis sessions where I actually don't even do a deep trance session in my hypnosis clinic because the client doesn't require that. They're going to respond better to NLP and those types of inductions than deep trance hypnosis inductions. So it's all about learning the different inductions and then working out what is best for your client for them to achieve the results that they're looking for. So here is a short list of the most common hypnotic inductions. We have rapid, pace and lead, physical posture, sensory overload, stealth, visualization, eye fixation, and mirroring. Excuse me. So I'll take you through each one, okay? Depending on the type of induction that you're wanting to do, depends on the type of client that you have as well. So in the basic training, you will learn how to do a visualization induction. So that's all available in the manual for you to download. In the advanced course called Modern Mentoring, you can learn all of the other techniques. We give you all of the scripts and all the training available so that you can start doing these other rapid inductions, sensory overloads, stealths and things like that. So a rapid induction is one of those methods which relies on distracting the subject either by pulling them forward or sideways and telling them to go to sleep. They are great for your clients if they break themselves out of trance, and it's very, very fast and it turns the illicit response on to freeze. Now, the illicit response is what's known as the fight or flight mode. Many people forget that fight or flight also has a freeze mode as well. When the illicit response kicks in, some people will fight, some people will run away, and others will just freeze. And the rapid induction turns on this response. Now, the most famous rapid induction was Erickson's Handshake technique. You get all of that in the Modern Mentoring. And as the name suggests, it consists of a hypnotist holding out their hand. And when the subject takes the hand, expecting to shake it in the normal way, the hypnotist surprises the subject instead by pulling the hand to one side or putting it up into the face and then shocking them. Now, not every subject responds to this, but when they do, it is instant. You will just go sleep and they'll... A lot of stage hypnotists use this. I use this for many clients that are sort of anxious and confused and they're not quite sure what's going on. So a rapid inductions are great for those people that are highly susceptible and have previous hypnosis before. They trust the process and they enjoy it. Rapid inductions are really great fun to do, especially if you're doing waking hypnosis, street hypnosis, stage hypnosis, or anything like that. It is really, really good fun. Pace and lead induction. This is where you're telling the client that they are feeling very tired quickly. As a direct result, the client will start to relax just by being in your presence. The subject will go into trance as you're speaking about it. So there's inductions that are used called pace leading, and that's basically where you're telling your client, so just relax, sit in that chair, make yourself comfortable, close your eyes. And then all of a sudden they just fall into that trance mode because just being in your presence is what relaxes them. They know what's coming. Many of my clients, when they're getting to the end of their programs and stuff like that, this is when I'll use a pace and lead because they know the process, they trust the process, and all I have to do is say to them, come on in. Would you like to go to the change chair straight away? And they're like, yes, please. I'm really looking forward to today. And off they go. And I haven't even loaded up my document or something yet. So this is pace and leading, where they're just in your presence, they begin to relax. So because they believe in the hypnotist, this tells them that they will go into trance and they will relax. They will go deeper and deeper upon your instruction. And as your client works with you more, they will actually become more and more relaxed, much, much easier each and every time. This is not necessarily a rapid induction. It's just that being in your presence, they know that the system works. They know that they're going to feel awesome once they go through the session with you. And as soon as you say, so just sit in the chair, relax and close your eyes, and boom, off they'll go. Physical posture is another induction. This is done by placing a client into a position that they find relaxing. It's very straightforward. All you get them to do is to sit up, lay down, on their side, whatever they want to do. However, some controversy is placed towards this, as you don't want your client to go to sleep. So if you lay them down, they might just do that. When it comes to the physical posture induction, we all automatically do it. So we sit in our lounge chair and we're like, yes, I'm just relaxing for the night. And we've already started to hypnotize ourselves that we are relaxing. We're done for the day. And if somebody asks us to get them a drink or, let the cat in or something like that, all of a sudden you're like, but because you'd already put yourself into that relaxing state because of your physical posture. Some places actually use physical posture in the waiting room, so they'll deliberately have a chair that sits back slightly in order to get the client to start relaxing. Because the client is already in that relaxation mode and they're already started to put themselves into trance. So when they go and see the hypnotist, all of a sudden they're like, I just feel really relaxed already. And that's because the chair would go back slightly in order to get them to go, I'm just enjoying this. It's also known as a hack-allow state, where they start to open themselves up to learning. I'll teach you more about hack-allow states later on in the training. Sensory overload. Now, this is a really, really great induction that I absolutely love doing, and you can get the full script in the Modern Mentoring. It is fantastic for people who overanalyze, who overthink, who, are confused. They don't know what they want. So many inductions involve you trying to quieten the conscious mind to get the unconscious to come out. The sensory overload does the exact opposite to that. So the mind is overloaded by creating circumstances where the client will increase the sensation. So it's really great for phobias and fears, where they keep increasing the sensation, and then all of a sudden the sensation is increased to a level of overload, and the conscious mind will actually collapse in on itself, and the client just sort of goes, and it just cancels out. It cancels out that phobia. It cancels out the fear. It cancels out all of the stress and things like that. And you would have seen people do this at, maybe an accident. Maybe they're getting into an argument or something like that. If they're getting into an argument, that's called a sensory overload. And they're getting angrier and angrier and angrier and angrier. Then all of a sudden they're just like, ugh! And they're like, that's it. I give up. And that's because the sensory overload occurred in the conscious mind. The subconscious stepped in to protect, and then it just cancelled out. Then you'll go and talk to that person. You're like, why were you so angry? And they're like, I don't know. It all started like this. And that's because they've actually defaulted their own minds back to zero, where it's collapsed in on themselves, and they don't even know why they were angry anymore. So stealth. The stealth induction, it's a very simple technique with a fancy name. So the stealth technique bores your client. That's exactly what it does. Hi, Leon. How you going? Guys, give me some love hearts. Let me know I'm doing okay. So the stealth induction is a simple technique with a fancy name. The stealth technique just bores your client. So you will have a script that'll just go on and on and on, and then the client's just sitting there, la, 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 la. Now, we've all experienced those sorts of stealth inductions, whether you were in a class. Thanks, guys. Love hearts. Woo, woo, woo. So we've all experienced these stealth inductions, whether it was by default, whether we knew it or not. And it was usually in a class where you're listening to someone just drone on about something, or they're trying to teach you something. And we become so bored that we begin to switch off and just, we begin to daydream, like, stay awake. Focus, concentrate. I need some fresh air. And usually to break out that induction is when the teacher or the person doing the speech or whatever will actually say, oh, look, go and have a 15-minute break, get some fresh air, come back. And then like, yes, I'm freshened up. The stealth induction also is what inflicts us whilst we're driving. And that's because we're constantly concentrating on the road, and then we get tireder and tireder and tireder and tired out. And it's just because the brain is bored. It's not stimulated by anything. And it's like, well, if I'm not doing anything, I may as well go to sleep and heal the body, because healing the body is what I'm meant to do. So that's what your stealth technique is. It's just a fancy name for boring your client to sleep. Visualization. This is the one you can learn in the manual if you tap the link below. So it's a guided visualization induction where you take your client on a journey of relaxation. Now, these can be long or short. You use your tonality and your speed of your voice to relax your client. I'll be going more into the induction part later on in the training. So when you're using your tonality and your speed, you'll then start to get your client to amplify themselves or to drop themselves down deeper. You'll use the tonality of your voice. And then you'll also do a countdown or a count up where you will start quite fast. You'll be like 10, relaxing more and more, and 9, and 8, and 7. And that's where you start to relax your client and you control the speed of what they're going so that you can get them to relax deeper. Eye fixation is a really, really fun induction to do. This is where the pendulum swing comes in. It's really good fun, especially if you're doing stage hypnosis, tricks on the street, or anything like that. So eye fixation is a technique where the hypnotist asks the client to gaze upon an object or a specific place. This was actually the original hypnosis induction that was discovered many, many years ago, where they found that people were actually looking at lanterns and they would watch the candle burn and they would just watch it and watch it and watch it. But as soon as you took it away, they would still stay there and watch it and watch it and watch it. And that's when that's when a lot of psychologists realized that eye fixation was something that was putting people into a hypnotic trance, but in a waking state. So they weren't actually asleep, they weren't relaxed. It's just they were like in this daydream where they could actually suggest things, but nothing harmful was taking place. That's when the pendulum was induced, and they'd be like, so as you watch the clock, you will get sleepier and sleepier. But when it comes to eye fixation, it doesn't matter what you use. You can use anything as long as it is getting your client to fixate their eyes and their gaze on a specific object, and then they start to really focus on it. They give all of their energy to it till they get to a stage where they've got no energy left, and then suddenly they're just boop, and out. Eye fixation is a technique that I absolutely love using for competitive clients. So those clients that are always trying to challenge you and challenge the hypnosis. So I use eye fixation for that, and you can get all the scripts for that in the Modern Mentoring. Eye fixations are usually also done with a client leaning back and looking up. This puts them into the Hakalau learning state where they're actually starting to open up their mind. Because when you learn something, the first thing you do is like you look up and you're like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's because you're updating your computer. When you're looking up, the eyes will gradually become more and more tired, and then they begin to close. So if you've got a client that is more competitive or something like that, hi David, give me some love hearts, guys. If you've got a client that is very competitive and they seem to be challenging the hypnosis, eye fixation is absolutely fantastic, and it's really, really good fun to do. Like I said, you don't need a pendulum or a clock or anything like that. You just need something for them to look at. Many times I'll say to them, so as you look up towards the ceiling, I want you to just find a spot on the ceiling. Just find something on the ceiling and keep your eyes focused on it. And then I will continue on the eye fixation script. And then all of a sudden they're just bloop, and they'll be out. Mirroring is really, really good fun, and we've all been suggested to mirroring, okay? So if you've ever played a sport or watched a game, people will copy each other's actions. A hypnotist can create actions and movements where the client will begin to follow, which will induce a hypnotic state. So you can actually have your client there, and you're like, and as you relax deeper, follow my hands, relax deeper. We have all gotten stuck into mirroring states, whether they're positive or negative. Maybe you've gone out with some friends and all of a sudden they're gossiping, and then you find you're gossiping as well, and you're feeling a little bit off because this is not really you. That's because you're mirroring those people that are around you, and that wasn't your comfort scene. If you've ever been in a meeting or some sort and somebody starts yawning like, and then all of a sudden you start yawning, and and then somebody else starts yawning. That's known as mirroring, and that's why the hypnotist can use physical techniques of mirroring to get their client to relax and then go into that hypnotic state. It's a fantastic induction. It's really, really great for children, babies, and animals. So with time and practice, you can learn all of these inductions and do them without scripts. There's no magic bullet set of words that will automatically play to someone to put them into trance. There are many so-called techniques, but they're just variants of the basics, and that's what I've just given you now. These are the basics. The real secret is to keep it simple and to find what works from your client with the resources that they have. When you start to do your free consult, you'll kind of semi-work out what kind of client they are and what sort of induction would suit them. I've had many clients that don't respond to the stealth hypnosis, but they respond to a rapid hypnosis just based on what I've picked up in that free consult. Some clients I'll actually get out a medical book and use the stealth hypnosis and just bore the crap out of them because they're constantly ticking over. I need bread, I've got to go do this, what time is this finishing, etc., etc. And I'll actually bore them. Sometimes I've had those clients, so they've gotten halfway through the hypnosis, they've opened their eyes and gone, what's just happened? And they'll be like, I'll just use a rapid when I'm halfway through and I'm like, and sleep. This stuff works. Go back to sleep. And they will. These are great, great techniques for your hypnosis toolbox, and you can use them in your clinic, in your home. I use them when I'm playing sports and stuff like that with all my mates to get them to relax, to get them to achieve better goals, sort of thing. So you can use them anywhere and anywhere as long as you keep on practicing and you actually get keep on practicing it and you actually get really, really confident at it. So just practice it. That's all you've got to do. And if you want to practice and you're finding it that you're having trouble getting some practice in, then post it here on the specialty hypnosis training, and you'll be surprised how many people will jump up and go, yeah, I'll practice with you, because we all want to practice hypnosis and have all of these wonderful things done to us. So please join me for the next video. I'm going to be talking about convincers and deepeners. These are the creme de la creme that make your inductions even better, and they will help convince your client that they're actually being hypnotized, and they'll be like, wow, this is actually working. So I'm going to teach about convincers and deepeners next time, so please join me then. Otherwise than that, have an awesome day, everybody, and I will see you in the future. Bye-bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.